Applying for PCC as a foreign national is not very different to applying PCC as an Indian national. The first step being filling out the Miscellaneous Services application form. I've included the links for all the forms in the description below for you. In the Miscellaneous Applications form, you select the service you're applying for, which is basically your police clearance certificate. Make sure to include the country for which the PCC is required. In my case, it was Australia, so I put down Australia, and the purpose for why you need this PCC. It then asks you for your full name, your mother's and your father's full name. Proceeds to ask you your permanent address in India and permanent address in Australia. Couple more details like your profession, place of birth, date of birth, your current passport number. Your current passport number will be your Australian passport number that you've got, and your nationality will be Australian if you're applying as an Australian citizen. So the question 11 actually asks you to provide the details of your last visit to India. All you have to do is provide the duration of the stay, the type of visa, the visa number, and the passport on which you traveled. The second one will be the personal particular form. Everyone will need to fill this out. This form will ask you your details like your full name, your date of birth, your place of birth, how long have you been residing abroad, your profession, and your mother-father names. It will also ask you for permanent address in India and your permanent address in Australia. If you haven't resided in your Australian address for more than 1 year, you'll need to provide 2 other addresses. It will then go on to ask you for 2 people as your referees in India. Question 13 asks you to provide details of your previous passport or travel document if any. I actually confirmed this, and it looks like for the passport or travel document number, you need to provide your existing Australian passport number, and you're ready to move on to step 3. The next step is actually getting a copy of your Australian passport attested by a JP or Justice of Peace. You can actually do this 2 ways. You can either go to a JP who's local in your area, or you can go to a document signing station. Document signing station is basically a place where you go and you take your documents there, and there will be a GP who signs them for you. It is actually free of cost. Whereas if you decide to go to a JP directly, there might be a possibility that they might charge for their services. You might have to check with the individual JP. You can find a JP in your local area or a document signing station from the website of Justice and Community Safety. If you go onto their website, you can either select Find JP in your local area, or you can select Find a document signing station. Just click on Find a JP in your local area, and then you can search by postcode or suburb. You could choose if you want them to be in business hours, evenings, or weekends. If you want all, just select all and then search. Once you select Find a document signing station, you can search for the one that is near you. It is pretty easy to search. Just scroll through the map, find your location, and select on the signing station. On the left hand side, it will give you the address and the hours of operation. The next step is your photographs. You will need about 2 photographs, 2 inch by 2 inch. You can get these clicked at Ozpost. Step 5 is your PCC checklist. Everyone will need to fill this out. Depending on your situation, you will tick the areas that are more relevant to you. We've already filled out the Miscellaneous Services application form, so that's a tick. We've also filled out the personal particulars form, so that's a tick as well. We've also looked at getting our copy of our Australian passport signed by a GP. Once you've got that and you have it in your hand, you can tick that section as well. We've also looked at 2 recent photographs, so that's a tick. Depending on how you're going to submit your application, you can fill out the remainder of the PCC as such. Now, let's have a look at mode of application. You can submit your application in two ways. One is you can go into VFS Global and submit your application there, or you can send your application by post. Whether you're applying in person or by post, you will need to fill out and print out the following documents, like your miscellaneous services application form, the personal particular form, your PCC checklist, and your Australian passport photocopy that has been attested by a GP. If you're going in person, then you can either book an appointment or turn up to a VFS Global Center and then carry your documents with you. Or if you're posting it, you can take your documents to AusPost and post them to VFS Global's PO Box address. One thing to keep in mind is that if you're applying PCC as a foreign national, as a part of the checklist, it will ask you for the proof of renunciation of your Indian citizenship. If you have already renounced the citizenship, then you can attach the renunciation letter. But if you don't have the letter and you've just applied, then you can provide the reference number for the application. On a flip side, if you have not applied at all, then you will have to write a letter stating the reason for why you've not applied yet. Now, let's have a look at the fees and charges. VFS Global actually provides you a fees calculator. On the fees calculator, you select the state that you live in, the submission center is auto-populated, the services that you need, so we are applying for PCC. Depending on how you're going to submit your application, you can select either in person or courier. For now, let's just say you're doing it in person. And how would you like the application to be returned to you? You can either select in person or by courier. Let's just say you want it by courier, and then your payment would be debit card. Do you want SMS? Yes, and then just calculate fees. That's about $71.42. But if you decide to collect the application in person, then the calculated fees would be lesser, so you would be paying about $49. Getting your PCC as a foreign national is pretty quick. You will get your PCC within a week or two, as it is processed at Indian Consulate in Melbourne anyway. And that's it. You've had a look at all the steps required to apply a PCC as a foreign national. Hey there, my name is Suraksha. Welcome to Life in Kangaroo Land. Are you new here or thinking of coming to Australia, or just curious about what Australia is and want to know everything about it? I've got you covered. I share practical tips on settling into Australia, understanding the system, the culture, and everything about Australia. So come along with me in this journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button so that you don't miss any of the tips.